Well, hey there, traders. On a day like today, where we got the Fed raising rates, we got the SPY basically going to the moon, NASDAQ's up nearly 4%. I know that you probably have a lot of stocks that you're pretty happy about this week. Maybe a couple that you made a little bit of money on, maybe a little bit more than a little bit. So I want you to go into the chat box right now, and I'm very excited because we're going to work together over the next half hour to help develop your trading edge. I need you to, number one, put in your best stock pick of the week. What worked for you? Where did you make the most money? Where are you finding these opportunities? Because a lot of people out there are really struggling. Speaking of struggling, if you have been struggling this week, I want to know. It's okay. Let's talk about it. So in the chat box, I want you to put your number one stock that you made the most money on this week. And I also want you to talk about the stock where you lost your lunch money, right? The stock where you're like, you probably picked up your Robinhood app and you found the customer service number and you're like, hey, can I get a refund on that one? I didn't mean to buy it. It was an accident. Let's talk about both of those on today's live trading and backtesting.
This is the How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast, brought to you by 10MinuteStockTrader.com, where we cover finance, stocks, options, entrepreneurship, education, and money. And here's your host, voted one of the top 100 people in finance, Christopher Uhl.
Hey there, folks. Thank you so much for coming to today's live trading and backtesting. Backtesting is my thing. I love to be able to have some confidence in the trades that I put on. And I'm so grateful for Benzinga letting me come on, share one of my passions with you guys every week. My name is Christopher Uhl. My website is 10MinuteStockTrader.com, where we help traders of all skill levels take the guesswork out of trading and only about $10 a day. Now, I'm going to mention this later on, but I have a new book that I just published and I want to send you a copy of it for free. I got a big old box of them over here on the corner and I want to send you a free copy of, and it's a real copy, not a digital download of the Secret Investing book. In fact, the first chapter in this is the triple stock profit system. And I definitely think you're going to be stay until the end to find out how to get that book. The Secret Investing book, I'll send you a paperback copy in the mail for free. So in the chat box, light it up. Let's do this. Let's make sure that it is working. Put in the best stock that you had this week, and then also put in the stock that took your lunch money. It's okay. It happens. While you do that, I'm going to give you my perspective on the analysis because I'm not really sure that this is the bottom. So maybe you're looking at your charts right now. You're seeing that the SPY is up over 2%. You're seeing the NASDAQ up nearly 4%. And you're saying to yourself, this is it. This is the dip. This is what we've been waiting on for months. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm not ready to call this bear market over. I'm not. Now, when I trade, we follow a very systematic, very rules-based process in the 10-minute trading room. And we have three core components that we look at to establish the market trend. And the first thing that we look at is the S&P 500 moving averages, right? What I want to see, let me make it bigger for you. What I want to see is the blue line, which is the 10-day exponential, crossing the black line, which is the 20-day exponential, and price being on the other side of the red line, which is the 50-day exponential. Now, for me, I like a 50-day exponential, and we've already had a death cross. Maybe you've been hearing that term thrown out a lot. This is a very bearish setup for me. There's nothing on this chart that says the bull market is back here, rip roar, ready to stay. Not at all. So I'm holding my positions very close to the vest. As of today, I covered my final short, and I'm in all cash at the moment. Who knows? Also, one of the things we look at is the MMFI, which is, this is an indicator which, once I figured this out, tripled my profits, like immediately, because it helped me identify what was going on behind the scenes, right? Now, this is the percent of stocks above their own 50-day moving average in the S&P 500. So this says 39%. Let's round it up to 40. 4 out of 10 stocks have their price over their own 50-day moving average. But 6 out of 10 stocks are below their 50-day moving average. And a 50-day average is a real easy way to say, hey, is this bullish or bearish? So yeah, for me, I'm continuing to think that the market may not have the strength. It may have started to bounce. This may be the beginning of the bull market. I'm not ready to call it yet. I'm not ready. So in the chat, let me know. What are you thinking? Speaking of the chat, let's see who's here. We got Mark Jones. We have the X Justice Gaming channel. What do you guys think will happen to Inlock? I don't know. We can take a look at that in a minute. Black Mage, an opinion. I have an Acorns account on the side. Hey, I have one of those too. So far this year, it's down 9%. Kind of in line with the market. So don't feel like you're doing anything wrong. That's just what the market's doing. Is it time for me to pull it out and move it to TD Ameritrade or one of my other apps? Well, let me ask you this, Black Mage. What's your time horizon? So like the Acorns app, it takes for my account, it rolls up, right? So if a purchase is $19.80, it'll take the 20 cents difference and throw that into an index fund. And with an index fund, the objective is to let that run basically for the rest of your life. So unless you see the end, if you see the light right now, if you're terminal, maybe. Otherwise, I would just let it work. That's what it's designed to do. And really, if the market comes back, this is a great opportunity for you to dollar cost average down. But like I say, that's longer term investing. Okay. Longer term investing. So that's my opinion. And that's what you asked for. All right. Let's see who else is here. We have SNYJV0023. How do you backtest in Webull or TradingView? I don't know. I wish I did. My answer to that is I use a platform called TrendSpider. That's what we're going to work on today. I am not at all a shill for TrendSpider, but if you do like what we're doing here today, I do have a very quick, basically it's a webinar over on my website, 10minutestocktrader.com, where I will show you exactly step by step how we set up our trades and exactly how we find 100% winners. And I guarantee you today, you will see some of these 100%, 200, 500% winners here while we do our back testing. So I use TrendSpider. If you are interested in TrendSpider, I have a code. It's 10minute, 10minute, and it'll get you at least 30% off your plan there. But like I say, I don't know how to do it in Webull or TradingView, but this is definitely the platform I use for sure. KC did well in SPY calls. Sandor is taking a look at Stop and Serrata. KC again with the Tesla. JKMOTQ. It's a bearish market with bullish opportunities and a bearish trend. That's really, really well said. I agree with you. This is a bearish market. There are some bullish opportunities right now within an overall bearish trend. Well said. Well said. But don't counter trend trade because if the trend is down, the trend is down. All right. Mondo has a few here. RJ, let's see if SPX goes to 5,000. Yeah, let's see about that. Black Mage says he's only in your 40s. He's still got a few years left. Okay. And then Ron is saying, take a look at good old MACD holding for the last 25 years. Still good or bad? I don't know, Ron. We'll take a look at that. So, like I said, in the chat, drop in your favorite stock of the week. And also, let's put in the chat box which one did not work for you this week. And that's okay. The objective over the next half hour or so is we are going to work with you. Consider this a private consultation. I'm going to work with you to develop a personal trading edge following a very, very simple, very rules-based system. So let's do this. Let's go into the charts here. And I am going to start building out the back test. Now, first things first is I'm going to clean off everything. Okay. I'm going to clean off the entirety of what I have here. Even that line right there. Okay. Now, the way that we are going to be backtesting is using the 10-day exponential moving average. The 10-day is a very easy indicator to follow along and to see where a very strong trend is. And then we can actually backtest and see what the results would be over the last 1,000 candles. So let's build that up. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm in TrendSpider. I'm hitting the strategy tester, and I'm going to add an entry condition. So the parameter would be condition, price, close. So only trading once a day at the end is greater than indicator of the 10-day moving average. I'll drop that on the chart so you can see. Oh, I'm going to have to close this back real quick. All right, so that's the blue line. So condition, price, close, greater than indicator 10-day. Entry signal is a cross above the 10-day exponential. Now let's add our exit signal. Add script, condition, price, close, less than indicator exponential. So this says enter when it goes above, exit when it goes below. And we're only looking at one time a day. Hit run. Let's see what happens here. We've got a few more people in the chat. If you're here, let me know by saying hi, putting in your favorite stock, the stock that took your lunch money, or best of all, let Benzinga know that you value this kind of content by smashing the like button. That honestly is the best way that you can show Benzinga that you also are a data-driven trader who cares a lot more about facts instead of theory. And by smashing the like button, he'll go that way. All right. So following, let's do this. Let's change it to the last 1,000 candles. So following this strategy, the SPY, which is what we're starting at here, would be up 16%. Now, granted, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this number only. Okay. That shows me my positive expectancy on this strategy. This other number here will tell us exactly how much the stock price has appreciated or depreciated in the last 1,000 candles. Now, keep in mind, we have no control over this second number here. It's basically throwing a dart 1,000 candles ago to now and saying, what changed? Or following the strategy and seeing, hey, if I went in across above and I got out at across below, what would my returns be? That's what I care more about. So I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to work my way down. So first, Mark Jones with TLT. Now, TLT, I used to trade a lot, but I just couldn't make it work. So TLT's on my naughty list. I don't trade him anymore. But let's take a look at this, right? This is one of those times where, it's enter, exit, getting chopped up, and it's really frustrating. Right now, it is below the 10-day. So currently, this is a bearish posture, and this strategy would return 2.19%. Not much, but the objective is to find a positive expectancy. So there is one here, Mark. But if you were to follow the strategy, I would wait until it crosses back above the blue line, above the 10. But really, I might even just, I'm done with TLT. Same with GLD, right? I'm going to go to GLD real quick. I know a lot of people were excited with this move over $2,000 an ounce in gold, and then goodbye. And it's really frustrating, right? Following those trends and then just getting nowhere fast. So yeah, I get it, Mark. Let's take a look at Nlock with the X Justice Gaming Channel. NLOK. So this is Norton LifeLock. Holy moly. I don't know if I've ever seen an M like that before, as blatantly obvious as that. Wow. Okay. This right now shows a 68% return following the 10-day average. But keep in mind, today was a very ugly down day, down 13%, huge volume. This to me says this trend is clearly over. What you see out here is the backtested result showing out in the future. And of course, we can't predict the future. And this is a great example of that, right? Even though the backtest says, hey, it looks pretty strong, in reality, it didn't work out. And that's where you as a trader need to keep your position size in check and also follow your plan, because you don't want to be one of those people who wind up on the internet as a meme when you're watching this go down and it just doesn't work for you. And then you're losing, oh God, I watched a video the other day. I don't know why I guess I was looking for some like loss porn, I think is the way people describe it. And I was watching these videos on the YouTubes where it was showing Wall Street bets, right? The people who have had the worst losses on Wall Street bets. And man, there are just so many sad stories out there, right? There's this one guy, he gets a loan, he comes back, he's sitting there, and I don't know why he decided to record himself, but he bought everything he possibly could in one stock, and he's like, I read all these reports and it's going to go up. And within 15 minutes of him turning it on, it's down 20%, and he's like crying, and I'm sitting here on the other end thinking, I remember that. I remember having that emotion, that feeling, that helplessness. And there's so much about trading that's psychology. And clearly that guy needed some help. But what I would definitely recommend to you is keeping your position size in check. Because then if that happens, it sucks, but it's not going to wipe you out. All right, let's look at, we already looked at this one. Okay. KC. We'll go back to SPY for a moment. If you're buying calls right now within this downtrend, I would be extra careful. I would be making sure to take my profits quickly because, like it was mentioned earlier, bullish opportunities within a longer term downtrend. All right, Sandor, let's look at stop. That is not showing up on here. Okay, let's look at SRADA. Sandor, I am not finding either of those, but do me a favor, put in something else. I'll take care of you. By the way, if I have talked about a stock you like, smash like. That's the best way to help everybody with this. All right, let's look at Tesla, Casey. TSLA. Okay, so Tesla has been somewhat range bound over the last few days, right? A little bit bearish trend. I'll give you that. It's not a huge bearish trend at the moment. But watch this. So if you bought the stock 1,000 candles ago, we all know what happened with Tesla. It went up 1,428%, but you never could have controlled that. You were along for the roller coaster ride. But if you followed this strategy, you would have been able to lock in 608% profits. That's huge, right? Now let's talk about why this works. So it works because when it goes above these lines, above the blue line, above the 10-day, it can run as long as it can, and then eventually it'll come back down and you lock in your profits. And then it goes above and you let it run as far as it can, and then it comes back down and you lock in your profits. But also, when you follow a strategy like this, you're avoiding these monster down moves, right? This 20% ugly move right here. And I bet a lot of people bought at the top right there. And if they had to plan like you got right now, Casey, they probably would have been able to avoid that. So Casey, if this is something you are continuing to trade, I would definitely totally bring this into your portfolio as maybe a tool in your toolbox. So thanks, Casey, for that. Smash like. All right, J-O. Oh, yeah, we talked about this. That was a really good analysis right there. Mondo. Let's look at Mondo real quick. So DBC first. Now, this is the commodities index, and this one had a huge run up, obviously, with the Ukraine war, all this stuff going on. And this is a prime example of how you can get into it, let it work as long as it can. This was December. It's March now, mid-March now. This is the first time that this trend broke. So if you find a trend, you got to let that bad boy run. Now, this captured a 79% gain over the last 1,000 candles. And you're never going to catch the top. So don't try and fool yourself into thinking you're going to catch the top. But knowing when to exit, having that exit strategy is so key and crucial and critical. Smash like, by the way. All right, let's go to your next one there. SH. SH is ProShares short S&P 500. Okay, so check this out. Anytime that you're doing an inverse ETF like this, you need to be very, very cautious and take your profits quickly because, and I'm going to zoom out, what you're going to see here is reverse splits. What you're going to see here are millions, not millions, but clearly reverse splits over and over and over. Reverse splits over and over and over. That's why the actual like unadjusted stock price just looks like a straight downward trajectory, and why it shows 51% down. And this strategy, 30% down. So going back to this real quick, Mondo, if this is working for you, take your profits quickly because it can totally go away just as fast as it starts. All right, let's see. FCEL. Wow. Check this one out. I love when this happens, right? I don't know anything about FCEL, fuel cell energy, but I do know that the stock is down 71% since last 1,000 candles. 71%, the stock is down. This strategy, which is only long, is up 878%. Let's break that down for a minute, right? At no point in time does this strategy go long. It's completely avoiding the 68% down move here. It's completely avoiding this 40% down move here. It's completely avoiding, oh my gosh, look at that. It's completely avoiding the 77% down move, okay? But every time it goes up, you let it go and you run with it, right? So like here, from here to, oh, come on, give me another circle here. From these 2 points here, it went up. My clicker is fighting me today. There we go. 142%. It went up 142%, and then you skipped the decline. That's pretty sweet, right? That's how it gets an 800% return while the stock is down 71%. So this one is an exceptionally tradable vehicle. I would be very interested in trading this one myself. Mondo, thank you for that. By the way, smash like if you also like FCEL. RJ, I don't know about that. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Ron is looking at good old MACD. McDonald's. And by the way, put in the chat your favorite stock of the week, the one that you made the most money on, and the stock that took your lunch money, the one that just didn't work out. You're frustrated by it. And let's take a look at their back tests. Oh, look at this, Ron. So this is down 1.21% following the strategy, while the price of McDonald's is up 48%. When I see that happen, what tells me here is that McDonald's may not be the most tradable vehicle, because if the strategy returns a negative expectancy, I'm not interested in trading it. However, it is up 48%, basically up half over the last 1,000 candles. That does mean that it is a longer term vehicle. Take it as you want. I'm not saying in past performance is indicative of future results, but trading this one on the 10-day just doesn't work. And that's all right, because there's all kinds of moving averages that you can take a look at. But yeah, your question here is, you've been holding it for the last 25 years. Still good or bad? I'd say right now, pretty good. Pretty good. All right, Jimmy. Jimmy's looking at MULN. Mullen Automotive. Ooh. All right, Mullen Automotive has had some better days. I'll say that. Now the stock is down 77%. The strategy is down 51%. This to me is somebody we avoid. We avoid it, even though the backtest does show out in the future a potential rally. This is one that I just don't have the data to go along with it. Reason being is, you can look here. It's got a 29% win rate, which win rate really only matters so much. What matters is your average win and average loss. Your average win, 29%, average loss, 6%. But it doesn't overcome the fact that you only have a 29% win rate. So yeah, this is one, Jimmy, that I would have to skip. All right, you got blown out in Yang. All right, Bally, let's take a look at this. Yang. Holy moly. Wow. Okay, so this is a China Bear triple leveraged ETF. This one's rough. I'm not sure what's going on with the data, but I can say, dude, I am so sorry. All right, there it goes. And this is one of those times where, like, you really can't expect a 69% move like that. Oh, but what you can do, listen, no backtest is going to account for a 60% down move in the span of a couple of days. The only thing you can do defensively for this is make sure to manage your position size correctly. If you have a small position size, granted, when I tell people to have a small position size, they're like, but Chris, I won't make any money. I get it, but you also won't get blown out, right? You're not going to have that issue. So think of it this way. The way that my mentors taught me to trade, and these were literal billion-dollar hedge fund managers, is you put on a trade that has a 1% to 2% risk, okay? But that doesn't mean if you have a $100,000 account that you're only putting in $1,000, right? On some stocks, that'd be like 4 to 10 shares. No. Your risk is $1,000. What you're saying here is the most I will lose is $1,000. So that means I could probably take a position size of 30, 40, 50, whatever the case is, number of shares, but you have to back into that position size number for the amount of risk that you have. So yeah, that's the only way to defend when a move like this happens. You cannot defend this in any other way other than having appropriate position sizing. So man, I feel for you there, Bali. All right, Mike. BBAI. Oh, I like this. Big Bear AI Inc. Big Bear AI Inc. Check this out. So the stock is down 14% in the last 1,000 candles. Is what it is. but the strategy is up 13%. So that's a 27 percentage point swing. And right now it's on, it's valid. I would definitely watch that one. That looks pretty interesting, Mike. I like it. Michael says, good afternoon. Well, good afternoon to you too, sir. Smash like. All right. Nick has an M on the daily. Yeah, that one earlier that had the M, really, I was like, what in the world just happened here? Yeah, I can see that. Speaking of para, this is why we backtest. You ready, Nick? The stock's down 32%. The stock is down 32%. Oh, it's terrible. But wait a minute. If we just followed the 10-day over as an entry signal, under as an exit signal, it's 126% gain. This one is the reason why backtesting makes all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world right there. You can either lose the 30-year money or you can be up over 100%. But the only way you're going to know that is by running the data. Black Mage, yeah, never put all your basket in one people. Otherwise, you're going to get your ass kicked, right? Chris, let's take a look at Roku. ROKU. All right. So this one here, this is a great thing, right? When it happens, right? We see a stock that has done really well. The stock's up 216%. The strategy outperformed it 270%. But keep in mind that when it is not valid, it's a cash position. It's either in or out. There's no in between. Right now is an out. But you know what? It might turn back in the next couple of days. We'll see. We'll see how the market reacts. John Doe. I don't think that's your real name, sir. NVDA. Hey, if you're liking the smash like, we got a lot of people. This is probably the most people I've ever had on a stream. So it would be awesome if we could have the most likes I've ever had on the stream. So let's see if we can hit 100 likes. If we can hit 100 likes, that would be amazing. That would be awesome. So do me a favor, guys. Smash like. John Doe. Nvidia's up 319%. We know Nvidia's done well. I have an Nvidia graphics card that we're using through this whole process right here. The strategy is up 50%. So think about this, right? I have no control over what happened over the last 1,000 candles. So even though it's up 300%, that's awesome. I can't control that. However, if I follow this strategy, my stock would be up 50%. My positions would be up 50% over this time. And I didn't have to stress. Because anytime those big down moves happen, I'm not even in it. So yeah, when I see this, that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. In fact, to me, this works really, really well following this strategy here. So John, nice. Casey says, thanks. Well, you are welcome, Casey. Zen Bullish, what is the name? Trend Spider. Yes, that's what I use. Discount code is 10minute. That's 10MINUTE. That'll get you at least 30% off. And if they're running any specials, they'll match that special price onto my code. But you know what? Take it or leave it. It's the best out there. And I definitely feel that is the case. Zoro says, is a dead cat bounce. Okay. Get out of China stocks ASAP before it's too late. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about all that. But I tell you what, just be defensive. Be defensive out there. Chase. Hey, man. I appreciate you. Chase, you rock, dude. All right. I'm coming to about the end of our time here. Money Mitch said I could go over a little bit, so I got you guys a little bit. What I'm going to do, Michael, it's 1,000 candles on a daily chart. Yes, absolutely. We're getting 1,000 days worth of data. That's the point. You can do a back test on any amount of time, but 1,000 candles I feel is appropriate. It takes into account what's new without taking something like a 1987 crash into account, right? That really doesn't apply to today's 2022 markets. All right, I'm going to do two more. You guys ready? The last two. So if you haven't already, smash like. If you haven't already, put in your favorite stock of the week because I'm going to do the last two. You ready? All right, NIO. Earl. NIO. Here. Earl. All right. Neo. Clearly, this one has had better days. But the stock is up 194%. The strategy is up 256%. This is a very tradable strategy, but keep in mind when it works and when it doesn't. So I would follow, if I were doing this myself, I would be following the 10-day. And it looks like today is the day that it's crossed over. But keep in mind, we have earnings coming up real soon. So you may see a nice run up into earnings, but be careful with that one, Earl. Last one. You guys ready? Who's it going to be? Ravendeer, Netflix. Netflix was on my list of shorting opportunities the other day. That's what that note was. All right. Netflix. You cannot believe this, right? Netflix. That's the one you buy and you never look at it again because it always goes up. The strategy is down 11%. The stock in the last 1,000 candles is only up 16%. This is the one where you think, you tell your mom, hey, mom, I'm investing in the stock market. I'm never going to have to touch it again. I bought Netflix. It always goes up. It's only up 16% in the last 4 years. That's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. The strategy clearly isn't working on this, but that's okay. You can adjust the strategy to better fit a stock. So guys, this has been awesome. Now, before we go, I'm not ready. I'm not done with you yet. We got to talk about our final thoughts. So here's what's up. All right. If you are going to be successful as a trader, it starts in your mind. You have to be confident in what you're doing, and you have to be confident in the moves that you're making. You can be offensive, and that's what we just worked on last half hour, is developing an offensive strategy. You can be defensive by getting your position sizing correct, because even like that China stock right there, right? If you had your position sizing right, you'd never been wrecked. Never would have happened. And the key component of balancing the two is trading psychology. So I found this quote the other day and I thought it was really great and I thought it was worth talking about. Is backtesting, as we just did, makes you more confident. Absolutely. How do you feel today, right? You feel a lot better knowing, hey, this stock works with this strategy or this stock doesn't work with that strategy. And that's okay. You just got to learn from it and use it. Plan out every single trade makes you more disciplined. Meditating, which I do every single day. Before I'm even out of bed, I'm actually meditating, which sometimes I fall back to sleep, but that's supposedly the best time of the day after you wake up. Meditating makes you more patient. And believing in yourself, that makes you unstoppable. Successful trading is the reward of your daily actions. And by coming here to Benzinga, by paying attention to this kind of content, I guarantee you, you will be more successful than 95% of the traders out there who are just guessing and hoping. Buying and hoping is what they say, right? But listen, I don't want you to buy and hope. I want you to be smart. And one way that I can help you is by going to secretinvestingbook.com. So like I said earlier in the episode, I have bought a ton of these books. They are over here on my shelf, and I want to send them to you for free. I just need you to help me by covering shipping. This book, I mean, it's over 200 pages. Like I said, the first chapter in it is the triple stock profit system. And this is a strategy that it's been around forever, but we kind of twisted it a little bit to make it a little bit better for you. So like I said, the way to get this is at secretinvestingbook.com. I have already bought the books. I want to send this to you for free. Just let me know where to send it. Thank you guys so much for coming to today's episode where we covered all kinds of trades and backtesting here. Make sure you smash like and make sure you let Benzinga know how much you enjoy this kind of content. I am here for you, right? Benzinga doesn't pay me to come to do this. I am here for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. And make sure to share this with your friends so that they can learn just how important it is to backtest your stocks, your strategies, and to be more confident in your trading. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much. See you next time.
This is the How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast, brought to you by 10MinuteStockTrader.com.